Thank you. Hello, everybody. This is Sree from BizBuzz again. What matters the most in your business, and sponsored by My Work Belt. My Work Belt is the all-in-one software for running a service-based small business. If you are a service-based small business owner, I highly recommend you to check out myworkbelt.com, which helps you to run your business and streamline it, and thus you can go into a profitable, and most importantly, remove chaos from your life. Today, I have a guest, Craig Andrews from Allies for Me, Principal Ally. Craig, those who you are visiting our podcast, and Craig is not new to you, and he's been a leader in marketing and especially small mid-sized companies and those who are having challenge or concern on high ticket selling high ticket projects and high ticket items. Craig, how are you doing?
Sree, I'm doing wonderfully. I always look forward to our talks and excited about today's subject.
Thank you very much. And today we want to talk about uh, many of us small businesses. I mean, large corporations, they have analysts and they have consultants, they have all kinds of help available. But in small business environment, we always challenged with lack of understanding, right? Sometimes there is a problem, we don't know exactly where the problem is, right?
Yeah.
Is it because we don't have a proper marketing message, or is it because we don't have a proper sales, or is it because we don't have a proper people who are in the right seats? So, is there a way in your entrepreneurial experience and coaching to determine or pinpoint? Is there a process to pinpoint where the problem is?
You know, I can share some observations that I think will be helpful to people. And then where I was pausing there was I was like, because you raised a good question, we should have like a checklist
Mhm.
where, sort of a diagnostic, a self-diagnostic. And I'm thinking maybe that's a piece of content I need to create so that people can do that. But let me just kind of talk in generalities and give a couple of specific things. Earlier this week, I ran a poll asking people if they had a sales problem, a marketing problem, or a people problem. And the interesting thing is, I saw people respond to that poll, and some of these people, I know them.
Hmm.
And I know one person that thought he had a sales problem. I think he really has a marketing problem. And so I think it's easy to get confused. So, and I think a lot of people are confused. And I have some good friends that we kind of disagree on the difference between sales and marketing. The, your marketing folks are the people who build the systems and develop your messaging. They're not necessarily the people that, are closing deals. But at the same time, any good marketer should know how to sell. Maybe it's not their, they should know how to sell and
It's
they
not
be
their core skill, but they have to have an understanding how to close.
right. And think of it as you think a lot about a lot of sports coaches. Recently we had the playoffs with the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you look at the head coach from the Kansas City Chiefs, it's been a long time since he's played football competitively, and it shows in his massive gut. But he knows what it takes to make a competitive team.
Absolutely.
And and so marketing guys are there to kind of create the systems. They should be creating leads. They should be bringing leads in on a regular basis. They should also be giving the sales team the tools they need to close. And
Interesting.
yeah, I think that's a huge job of marketing is to give the sales team the tools they need to close. And then there's something else, and I'm going to put it under the umbrella of branding, but a lot of people misunderstand what branding is. People think branding is about fonts, colors, and logos, and that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true.
Fonts, colors, and logos just remind people of the brand. The brand is the emotional bond that they have with the
In
client.
you and the prospect.
Yeah. So if your marketing person is talking about branding and the only thing they talk about are fonts, colors, and logos, you have a people problem that's causing a marketing problem. You hired the wrong, you hired an artist.
Yeah, you hired an artist to do the marketing, which actually the marketing means creating an emotional bond between the prospect and the customer and the brand. And now you have a wrong people in the wrong chair, a wrong seat, I should say, doing a misleading of the activity that is going in the wrong direction.
Yeah. Now, let me also say this. If your marketing people don't get on sales calls, you got the wrong person. They're not the salespeople, but your marketing people should be listening to the customer service line. They should be going out
Line.
on sales calls. You know, if it's in-person sales calls, they should go on those. They should jump on Zoom calls as sales calls because that's where your marketing people, the people who build the systems, the people who are supposedly providing the leads for your business, go in and see how it plays out in reality. And so, you know,
That is the main that is the major part of the business is where you will directly feel the pain of your customer,
yeah.
and you will directly learn the emotional state of your prospect and customer. And without those two elements, no matter what recipe you put together, marketing is going to fail.
Yep. Yep.
So in order
Absolutely.
for a marketing person to really get the control of these two elements, which is emotional part of the prospect and pain points of the prospect, and what the benefit they are looking for, they need to be participating in it. That is a really, really wonderful suggestion. I never thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So if your marketing person's resisting getting on sales calls, you got the wrong person. Get rid of them.
That's a loud and clear message,
So let's talk a little bit about sales.
right?
And I see a lot of businesses that are held hostage by their superstar salesperson.
How they do.
And and I would say I generally don't look at those people as assets. I look at those people as liabilities. You need a sales process that can be taught and multiplied. And if you have somebody in there that just says, "Well, I have the magic, I can go in, I can make things happen," I'm like, okay, how capable are you at spreading your magic and teaching others to use that magic? If they're resisting that, I suspect a couple things. One, they definitely don't have a sales process. But two, they may not know what they're doing that's actually closing things. And maybe they're good, but the truly great salespeople are able to figure out here's the exact formula, and they should be able to put it into a sales playbook and then give that to a junior salesperson and say use this playbook and then coach them to get better at using the playbook.
Absolutely.
And so if your salesperson refuses to publish a playbook, you've got a problem. You've got a problem. And they're not a sales, at the very least, they're not a sales leader. And you need to bring somebody in who is going to create that playbook, that's going to create that sales system to close deals. The other thing that I see frequently with salespeople that really worries me is, common complaint is the leads are no good.
Uh-huh.
And
It's
a
very
hundred
common.
percent, 100% of the time, I've had somebody say that. I've been able to go into the CRM and I find like stunningly, amazingly good leads that nobody called. I'll give you an example. We
Yes.
had a client years ago that provided water solutions for corporate campuses.
Hmm.
And one of the leads that came in was the operations manager for the SeaTac Airport in Seattle. He had a $30 million budget they was managing. The lead came in and nobody called him.
That is so scary.
Yes.
That's very
And
unfortunate.
and and they were somebody that claimed the leads were no good. I'm like, what about this lead is bad? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And then they had another lead from Western Digital, the company that makes hard disks, who had actually published things talking about the importance of saving water. And so this was a phenomenal lead that also nobody ever called.
Very unfortunate. That's definitely a sales team dropping the balls left and right.
Yeah. So if your sales team, if your salesperson isn't willing to pick up the phone and call leads, I think you have the wrong person.
Hmm.
Um, if they won't make a process and they won't call people, call leads, then you have the wrong person. It could be your sales team doesn't have the tools they need for marketing, which goes back to the beginning of the conversation.
Exactly.
But the important thing is, look at what they're claiming is the barrier. And a marketer that doesn't care about sales is very alarming. A marketer that thinks branding is about fonts, colors, and logos is very
Things big
worrying.
no no.
Yeah. And so just look at who you have. And it's hard. I mean, nobody wants to fire anyone or maybe reassign them to a different position. But fundamentally, the best thing for the health of the company and the best thing for everybody in the company is to have the right people in the right positions, in the right seats, firing on all cylinders.
You nailed it very well, Craig, as always. So I mean, just just because we have people doesn't mean we are working or we are progressing in the direction that we are supposed to be progressed, right? As a small business, we do tend to make decisions emotionally, opposed to make decisions what is best for the business. So it is taking this whole exercise that you are describing here, it is very important to remove the emotion aside, put the emotion aside, and really look at who is the person doing what and how they are doing it. Either you reassign them or let them go. Be comfortable in doing that. If you don't, then you are doing an injustice to the rest of the team that is depending on your decisions and watching your decision making like a hawk. So, as if you are a small business owner, if you are listening to this, please take a look at this critical observation and make sure, is it a people problem, or is it a process problem, or is it a positional problem, or it could be a combination. So it has to be really uh, taken a critical look without emotion. Great. Thank you very much. That is a wonderful concept. I don't know how you come up with these things, but you are sharing a great deal of content with everybody. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Sree. It's been a delight.
A wonderful, guys.